Whatever. I don't give a shit about the fucking with the settings, so you're gonna have to deal with this, future me. And it looks good enough. It's daytime, and apparently the sun is just coming through, and because there's no light absorption or something, I don't know. It's looking really bright because the window's right there, and it's reflecting off my stuff. I don't know why it's like this. Camera. The thing doesn't have any brightness settings on this, so it's weird. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about stuff. And the thing that was on my mind was something I had thought about a little bit ago. I was thinking one of the greatest tragedies in, I say modern society, but it was something, I don't know when this came about, because I don't really study history, but was it America or did it originate somewhere else? But it's this fascination and adulation and whatever, but um, the about the career of choice and the shit. I don't know. Basically, the only career worth choosing is a career that gives you money, and that's it. And that's the highest esteem profession, is to be a businessman and to earn money, to get money, to have money, to be rich, and that's it. And anyone who's in academia or does any kind of profession or trade skill or teacher or just works for a living doesn't have any kind of, I mean, you may have worth in a society, but it's viewed with much less, it's not that it's viewed with much less worth, but being a business owner, businessman, or woman, of course, but the male pronoun is the male usage in English language and many whatever is the gender neutral also. So businessman is the thing that is financially rewarded. We don't say if you are a scientist, you are, I don't know, this is a bad example, but legally required to, in a company, earn $1 million per year because the company depends on your ass. They only make a lot of money. Like, Apple would only make that money, not because of the CEO, but because of the people actually developing the products. So those people would actually have to get paid more than the executives making the business decisions. Because they just decide the bullshit part. The people actually designing the products are the people that actually make the products. They're the ones that do the work. The Steve Jobses and stuff just are bullshit artists. I could do his job, and I have no college degree. Just gussy me up, and I could go out into a stage and warm up the crowd and tell them a bunch of bullshit about how the new phone that looks exactly like the previous one is You know, just give me the script. I'll fucking bullshit them. Give it to any pastor. He'll do it. I'm sure if you pay him enough money, he'll fucking throw out some bullshit for a convention and go back to doing his fucking. I mean, they only work 1 day a week. Shit, schedule on a Friday. He'll be back there on Sunday. So you know, whatever. Give the church a donation too while you're at it. He'll surely do it. He'll tell the church about how he did it on Friday. He'll be like, "Hey, fucking wrote us a check for $25,000. Of course I did it. Fuck them. Fuck California. Bunch of heathens." So yeah, and that's crap. All of that is crap. That's actually one thing I kind of agree with the church. This worship of money is bullshit. Still need to take a shower. But lazy and don't care about that. Uh, but yeah, people that run businesses should not be rewarded like it is, especially because the more profitable it is, the scummier it is. You know, if you're running a small business, you know, your own business with maybe you and your wife and maybe your son and your daughter run it, and then maybe a couple people, a close knit group of people, you're not going to screw everybody over. Basically, you work with them all the time. You screw those people over, they're either going to really grumble at you every day, start stealing all your shit, or they're going to leave. And yeah. So it's just bullshit. That's what I was thinking. I just don't like this this how it got to this cult of worshiping the businessman and the fast buck that for almost everyone isn't fast at all. The idea of like I gotta get money, and any prospect, any proposition of any kind of communal economy is just turned away from, dismissed outright without any kind of discussion by a significant enough amount of people that no progress is made on any kind of front. Enough people have been brainwashed by it. You know, just because like the Soviet Union did some fucked up shit, but whatever. You know, just because you fuck up the first time doesn't mean you won't get it right the second time or the third time. or the fourth time. You know, sometimes you have to iterate and keep trying until you get it right. Did you ever think about that? Maybe socialism just is going to take a couple tries before we figure it out. How to kind of put all the pieces together in the correct way. Because democracy isn't really functioning all that well. It's kind of okay. It works sort of all right, but it's kind of fucked up. The dum-dums are really kind of throwing a lot of monkey wrenches into the process. So, and there are more than a lot of people like to admit. You know. And it's just so hard to. I mean, I don't like voting in this system either. It's so blah. It's so difficult, and there's so much garbage to go through, and it's just like I've said before, you shouldn't even have district representatives and stuff. For the House of Representatives, I don't know who gives a shit who represents for the federal government. I don't care who my representative is. I just want the 437 or whatever to be the top number of people population wise. That's what I think it should be. You know, who gives a shit who your representative is? Oh, there won't be one from Montana, man. Who cares? Fuck Montana. You know, there's 4 people in Montana. You don't need your own representative. Trust that you and your vote gets tallied. All right? There are enough rural people in the country that I'm sure your vote does get registered and your voice gets heard. Take a statistics class. You know, everything kind of, once you get into the millions, shit, once you get into the 10,000, everything kind of works itself out. So I think most sample sizes are actually, I think they use about 100 to get a statistically significant sample size. So once you have 10,000, you're pretty much good. We have a voter base of over, I don't know what it is. I'm just going to say 100 million. I think it's over 100 million. Those, I don't think 100 million vote, but I think that's the eligible voter base. Yeah, and if everybody could vote, voted. And if everybody that could vote for who they wanted to vote and had more than 2 options. That would be great. I also say this would be a great thing if there weren't, check a box for Biden and check a box for Trump. If you had to write in the name, so no voter tests, no test at the poll, just you have to write their name in. Yeah. That's a good inherent test. Just be like, oh, you have to write the name in. You didn't spell it right? Fuck you. I know, I realize that's, it's like some people, especially in California, be like, well, that's a failing on the public education system and stuff. Be like, exactly. So my answer to that is we outlaw private schools. We just can't have private education in the country anymore. No private schools. Just no fucking private schools. Then rich people all of a sudden be like, well, we got to fix the public education system. Be like, well, I can't have my kid going to a shitty school. Be like, yeah. Right. What about kids going to great schools and the funding difference? Some schools get $55,000 per student, others get 15. Well, normalize it nationally. Nationally, proportion to state standards. One big federal fund. Split it down the proportional cost line. There you go. The cost of living index for New York versus New York State versus Georgia. They're different, but proportionally allocate per child school funds. It's a good place to start. And then from there, you can make very minor tweaks. And I think once you have that start, I think you would see the differences in educational attainment go away. And of course, you would have to do a lot of other things with that, but whatever. No one wants to hear my ideas because I just fixed it, but whatever. It requires me to allow. It requires you to pay taxes and love paying taxes, because I can give you an alternative to paying taxes, and it's having a warlord in your country. Or you can go to Russia and next year you can be drafted and then you can fight in Ukraine. So those are your choices. America and pay taxes. Warlord. Russia fighting Ukraine. What do you want to do? Yeah. God, it's so, look at it. So fucking, there's such a difference in the brightness. Somehow reflecting, and it's not sunny out. It's very dreary and cloudy. I don't get that at all. It doesn't make any damn sense. And the window is not open, the freaking blinds are drawn. me see if I put them the other way. Oh, it does make a difference. No, it doesn't. It makes a difference if I do this. It's not really a difference, I don't think. No matter how I angle the blinds. Makes a difference how far I stand back, apparently. Like if I go like this and you want to just look at me from far back. Does the thing have a light on it? Maybe it's a different webcam. I think it's a cheaper, shittier webcam. It wouldn't surprise me. I got it like a year after the other one. Different brand. And it's not expensive. It's like $5. So, whatever. Well, when you are poor and broke, and most of all, more than anything, straight don't give a shit about what you buy as long as it works. Sort of. There you go. That's what you get. Frankly, it's kind of a wonder that it works at all. I mean, when it's like 20 years ago, more than 20 years, God, it's 2025. I'm too old. That's how you know you're old. You gotta check the year when you're making references like that. In 21, if I had a webcam, it would have been like grainy. I would have been like, that would have been the quality of it. Choppy ass moving and like pixelated and just horrible. I don't get why it's bubbly, but that's probably because of the lens inside the camera. It's probably that effect. But yeah, it was just like semi HD quality and stuff. Well, that's very good. For $5, it's pretty good. And as long as we don't blow ourselves up, kill ourselves with a pandemic or some asteroid doesn't hit us, or something like that. Who knows what interesting shit will happen in 5, 10, 15 years. Yeah. Yeah, I got my. You like my drawer? It's good stuff. I'm single for any ladies that ever watch this. I really hope some do. Man. All right. And if I ever need a reminder of what was going on, what's going on. It's the 14th of January. Nothing really is going on new that I know of in the world today. Talked about the fires. As far as I know, those are still going on. And right-wing media is like playing the blame game. It's a Democrat state, so it's all their fault. It's their fault. They're heathens. And blah, blah, blah. Jon Stewart said this same shit when he was doing the Daily Show, on his weekly Daily Show. It's like, it's a blue state. It's your fault. And all that stuff. And it's a red state. It's just a tragic, whatever, act of God or something like that. And it deserves immediate attention and all of this. And if there's a Democratic president, there's not going to be response from FEMA and just all this garbage, which there was a huge response from FEMA and the federal government from after Helene and Milton, and the people that were getting the resources actually were saying, no, all of that crap about us not getting resources and stuff is totally not true. They are sending us. We have them. Stop saying all this bullshit. And bullshit was still getting through because their news media just likes, all they do is lie. They're just a lie machine. I really think they want to, I don't know what their agenda is, but it might just be money. It might just be they think that's what sells. They are getting the money signal that that's what sells. And if they start talking about real news, people are just going to watch something else. They're going to put their attention on something else, and then nobody's going to watch Fox News anymore. And all those anchors and stuff, in a matter of a week, all those anchors are going to be out of a fucking job. Maybe it's simply that simple. It's like, if we don't keep fanning these flames, I'm just going to be out of a job. And I don't want to work a fryer at McDonald's. So I'm just going to keep soldiering on, goose stepping like a Nazi, because this pays better than McDonald's. Well, a lot better. So fuck it. Oh, okay. Alrighty then. Future me. I hope you managed to do it. come back and let me know. Remember, flux capacitor, 88 miles an hour.